government does well, the country will benefit. I want my country to benefit. The DNA wants this country to benefit. You know, we also thought that as a result of the Bahamian people giving the PLP another chance, our Prime Minister would have had an opportunity to leave a good and lasting legacy. The opportunities are there for this to be done. And we sincerely would like to see that for Mr. Christie. There's no doubt that he has dedicated most of his life to public service and today sits as the longest serving Member of Parliament in the House of Assembly. We truly wish him well. But today, the 6th day of May 2013, 46 years today after my birth, our country has great difficulties, notwithstanding the governing party's stance that they recognized an urgent need for change, according to the PLP, and commitment to hitting the ground running with a specific agenda for the first 100 days. Crime and the fear of crime is not a political issue. But I do think that governments can have an impact on the level of crime in our country. Indeed, the PLP recognized that crime and the fear of crime was our #1 issue leading up to the last election. And therefore, their priority, their first priority under their 100-day agenda was to tackle crime. They were to launch key elements of Project Safe Bahamas and Operation Ceasefire, including the introduction of Urban Renewal 2.0 to, and I quote, immediately reinvigorate the fight against crime and violence. End of quote. 1 year later, crime and the fear of crime is still the #1 issue. Indeed, we in the DNA was most concerned when the Minister of National Security, shortly after the election, alluded to the fact that he was going to hold a town meeting on crime to get the input as to how they ought to deal with crime. My Lord, the time for talking has long gone. We need action. This we found very curious because the PLP campaigned as if they had all the answers to crime. As a matter of fact, their first campaign television ad was on how they will reduce crime. Additionally, billboards were placed throughout the length and breadth of this island, condemning the former administration of their lack of ability to get crime under control. Then the minister says, when elected, that they will have a town meeting to discuss how to deal with crime. Well, the promise of the meeting never materialized and crime is still out of control. The PLP's fight against crime and violence within the first 100 days, or should I say, within the first year, has not been successful. Yes, I do hear the minister speak about statistics, that the crime level has decreased. But I do challenge this government, and that minister in particular, to verify which areas of crime he speaks to. As long as the Bahamian people have the fear of crime, statistics, Mr. Minister, is not sufficient. We call on the government to declare war on crime. We ask them to sweat the small stuff. We ask the government to ensure that the criminally minded will recognize that there will be consequences for their actions. We ask the government to put into legislation so that the death penalty is carried out against anyone who commits murder. That's malice aforethought. That's these criminally minded persons who go out there and intentionally kill you. That's these persons who go out there and have no regard for your life. None whatsoever. we need to put in place that they will meet their maker when they commit murder. And it doesn't matter who they committed against. This foolish legislation that was put in place by the previous administration that you could only have the death penalty issued against you if you killed certain people. That's foolishness. If you kill a bum, or the worst of the worst, they're human beings.
That's right.
And if you murder, the only way these people understand is that rope around their neck. Let's get it together, people. Let's not play with these guys. Let's not play with these guys. Declare war, I ask this government, on crime. Declare it. We're in the